Hi guys, in today's video I wanted to talk about my experience and maybe the experience of others about dating province girls and why it wasn't the best option for me and why I ended up kind of going with something a little bit in between, not city and not province. Stick around and I'll discuss it. So I know it's just pounded into people's heads that everybody should go get a province girl. It's just pounded into people's heads when you watch the vlogs on YouTube, when you talk to others, everybody's like, get yourself a nice province girl. And there is something to be said about that, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. But there's also something to be said about a girl who's not living in the province. So I'm going to go ahead and discuss some of the experiences that I had with province girls and why it wasn't the best option for me. In fact, I ended up going the opposite direction and kind of staying away from province girls. So when I first got here, I had met a very nice girl, and there was nothing wrong with this girl whatsoever. It just happens that I was just brand new in the country, and honestly I just wasn't looking to settle down. You know, I had already came from a divorce, and I was still kind of just enjoying life and enjoying being just a single guy for once. And she was actually from the province, living in the city of Cebu, and she was working in a call center. So she really had a lot of things that I think guys look for. Province values, she had English skills, she had college because she was working in a call center, so she had those two things. And so she had some experience with earning money and paying some bills and kind of managing finances on her own. And I think those are a lot of things that guys look for and they just don't find in the province sometimes. Now, I'm not saying it can't be found. Plenty of guys out here who have met great girls that are from the province with good values. Which kind of goes hand in hand, but sometimes the other things are lacking, which I'm going to get into as well. Other experiences I've had quite often where I've met a girl in the province is her English, like maybe chatting online, her English was okay, but then when it came to meeting her and meeting her family, it was like literally just sitting there and not being able to communicate, and her English really was just kind of broken. And I could hardly even tell her something without and getting her to translate what's going on, because she just couldn't do it. She lacked the English skills to be able to translate. And a lot of the province girls that I had met also were completely dependent on their family. They're just living at home, they're doing household chores, helping mom and dad at home, and they really just didn't have a lot of skills and that I was looking for, life experience. Often, you'd come across a girl. I had one where literally the next island over was Bohol, and I think I had asked her, "Have you ever been to Bohol?" And she said, "No, I've never been to that city." And she said, "No, that's a city in Cebu." And I said, "No, that's an island." And it was unbelievable just how sheltered and just how really no worldly knowledge. She just really didn't have any. So that is one thing that I think you get with a girl who works in the city. Again, I don't really advocate getting a girl who maybe is from Manila and has lived in Manila and everything her entire life, even though I think there's some good city girls as well. But I think almost the best bet is a girl who was maybe raised in the province and has come into the city to work, or even like an OFW sometimes can be a great choice. But girls who are just in the province, they always seem to lack some English skills, which for me, I need to be able to communicate. I need to be able to have a conversation. I need to be able to at least, one of my favorite pastimes is watching a good TV series or a movie. I need to be able to share, a movie watching night every once in a while, a Netflix chill and Netflix. I need somebody who's got a little bit of an education. She doesn't have to be a doctor or anything, but it'd be nice if she had a little education. And it would be nice if she had a little experience earning money and kind of budgeting and having her own bills and things like that. And it just adds a lot more to the table for me personally. But multiple times that I've met a girl and maybe her family out in the province, and like I said, there was no deep connection. You know, you may find some drop dead beautiful province girls. I mean, because there are tons. There really are. But there's just, for me, they were just always lacking something. And I had always had much greater success in the cities, not necessarily a big city, but you can find good girls there too if maybe they came from the province to work. But much better success with girls who were living in cities maybe the size of Dumaguete or Dipolog or Bacolod, Iloilo, maybe kind of second tier cities, not first tier cities like Cebu and Manila. Outside of Davao, there's places like Tagum and Digos and the kind of like mid-sized cities. And I really think guys should not just totally concentrate on some girl who's living way out in the jungle in some province town. Don't just think that all the great girls are going to be out in the province. Because again, you might meet a great girl, but if you can't communicate with her, she doesn't really have any worldly knowledge, and it's really hard to come up with topics to talk about. You guys probably have all maybe done a video call with a Filipina before, where you literally, there's nothing to talk about. In fact, in chat, sometimes Filipinas will ask you almost like the same questions. Did you eat today? What did you eat? That's good. Everything okay? How do you feel? Just like basic questions. Like there's really no in-depth conversation. And I needed more than that. Well, when you get past the pretty face and the sexy body, at the end of the day, you need to be able to talk. And a girl who, like I said, has had some experience with budgeting and bringing in some income. I've always said that I prefer a girl who works, and if things work out, you could eventually have her leave her job if things got really serious. A girl who works doesn't have all day to sit there on her phone doing TikTok and everything. She gets a day off, guess what? She's probably doing laundry or doing some errands or just resting. And the girls in the province who aren't working, guess what? They want to know where you are, what you're doing, everything at all times of the day, because they have nothing going on. Nothing is going on. They have a few chores to do. Maybe they go to church on Sunday. Maybe they go to visit a friend once in a while, and they go do karaoke. But otherwise, there's just not a lot going on. And if there's not a lot going on, they got idle hands, and they want to know, where are you? What are you doing? Send me a picture. Who are you with? And it kind of makes you a little crazy sometimes. So again, if you're coming out to the Philippines or you're going to get online for a dating app or dating service, there's links on the ones I recommend down in the description. Then don't just necessarily look for a girl who's way out in the province. Find a girl who maybe has a job. She has some experience working, budgeting, finances. She's got better English skills, maybe a little bit of college at least, some experience maybe even living in the city, even if maybe she's back in the province. Maybe she lived in Cebu for a couple years while she went to school or something. So try to find a girl who's got a little more going on than just staying at home in the province 24/7, no worldly knowledge, nothing like that. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. We'll have that discussion. Appreciate it, guys, and I'll see you next time.